colleague Jemani Williams, and many others that stand as allies with all of you. So always count on me. Estoy aquí para defender, para resistir, para unir mi voz y ser una aliada en esta lucha de resistencia en contra de una administración que lo que busca es dividir a nuestras comunidades, dividir a nuestras familias, y que no vamos a tolerar la intolerancia que está expresando esta administración. Así que muchas gracias a las organizaciones que están aquí presentes y gracias a todos ustedes por resistir, que esto es una lucha, pero vamos a estar listos y preparados. Gracias.
Thank you so much. And I'd like Councilmember Williams to speak. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Jemani Williams, council member from Brooklyn. I feel weird because this is not about me, so can I ask Robbie to come up, please? I just want to understand with me because this is about you today, brother. I met Robbie about 5-6 years ago when Sanctuary Cities invited me to do a fast and hunger strike. I don't know if you remember that. It was a rough couple days, but we made it through. And since then, I've been in awe of your courage. What you're doing today shows courage. I said that you shouldn't show up. That was my suggestion. But you said, no, you have to show what's happening. You have to be the light for everybody else. And that says so much about you, and it says you are the type of person that we need in America. And I'm so proud to be standing with you. Robbie could be any one of my constituents. Robbie could be my parents who came here from Grenada. Robbie could be my brother who was undocumented for many years and we had no idea. Robbie could be any one of us. By the way, there are no illegal aliens here. There are only human beings. There are undocumented people who are families. We will not use that word because that is the word that is used to dehumanize people, to destroy families. I'm so proud to see everybody standing here and making sure that we shed light to this. I'm going to be brief. I have one more point, and it's to Donald Trump. I want to make sure that you understand that we know there will be some casualties, but we collectively will be here long after your despicable presidency is over. Yes. No matter what you do, when history looks back at your small hands, at the fact that you didn't have as much money as you said you did, at the fact that you had the weakest inauguration of any recent presidency, they will say this is a fascist that will go down in the likes of Stalin and even George Wallace of this country. That's how history will remember you. But they will be remembering us as the people who helped keep and make America great. Right. They will remember Ravi as the person that should be in America. They will remember resistance. Trump, your name will be mud. Your name will be in the worst annals of history. We will be the victors no matter what you do, and Ravi's name will be held in the highest esteem. Peace.
Thank you so much. And we would like to call up the comptroller, Scott Stringer.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Jemani, how do you feel about Trump?
It's all right.
You feel the way the rest of us does. Listen, it's great to be here today in unity and in solidarity. First, I want to say to Ravi, I never could have imagined when we met when I was borough president and we were writing letters to ICE about you, recognizing that you now are part of a larger movement in this country to make sure that families are not torn apart, not divided. And this is a moment in history that we as Americans have to stand up. I always believe fundamentally, not just as an elected official, but as a Jewish American, that it is my obligation, it is my duty as a citizen of this country to stand up for our Muslim brothers and sisters, because when they come from the Muslims, they come for the Jews, and they come for all of us. Make no mistake. We are in the same boat, and that means that all of us have an obligation to fight. Now, we've been through this before in our history, and we've learned from our history that the civil rights movement, the notion that we can overcome. got us through very dark times in this country. We are at that moment right now. But I want to just say, as the guy who does the books around here, I just want to remind Trump, and I agree with Jemani, he's still mad that no one came to his inauguration. He's just mad. He doesn't understand that he has no constituency. But here's what he has to understand about immigrant communities, not just in New York City, but around the country. New York City would not be the economic power it is today without immigrants from 150 different countries. That's a fact. Trump, you have to understand that we generate $100 billion a year in this city from immigrant communities, and that's billions of dollars in taxes. That's the immigrant community in New York City. We have 83,000 small businesses from people from all over the world. We could not do what we do in the city if we lost our immigrant communities. We would lose our heart and soul, we would lose who we are, but we would also lose our economy. So this struggle is a struggle beyond Ravi. It's a struggle for New York. It's a struggle for the entire world. And I am so proud that we go march to march, rally to rally, building a coalition, people of all different backgrounds coming out to rallies, organizing. This is how we roll in New York. We're not going to back down. We're not going to surrender. We're going to continue to fight and struggle and get the word out. And there's nothing wrong with this country that one good election can't cure, my friends. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So we'd like to ask for Steve Choi to speak for New York Immigration Coalition.
Good morning. How are you doing today? Are you ready to fight for Ravi Rock Beer? Yeah. Are you ready to fight for Ravi Rock Beer? Yeah. Are you going to fight for every immigrant going in that building? Yeah. Are you ready to fight for every immigrant threatened with deportation in the United States? Yeah. Good morning, everybody. My name is Steve Choi, and I'm from the New York Immigration Coalition. And let me say that I am proud to have stood shoulder to shoulder with Ravi for more than a decade as he has fought the good fight for immigrant rights, for the immigrant movement. And let me say that Ravi's courage, his moral commitments, his clarity, his passion for social justice has made him a moral beacon, has made him a champion for the immigrant rights movement. And if he is detained and deported today, then New York will be a darker place. The United States will be a darker place. And the immigrants' rights movement will lose one of our greatest champions. And so we are not going to allow that. Are we going to allow that to happen? No. Are we going to allow that to happen to Ravi? No. Let me tell you something. We are here not just for Ravi Rock Beer, but for the hundreds, for the thousands of people who go into that building every day thinking that it might be their last in the United States, who think that the day is going to be their last stop on their journey as Americans. And let me tell you, they live in fear of that. They live in dread of that. And these people are being deported. They're being deported. And let me ask you a question. Is it because immigrants are actually causing harm to our communities? No. Immigrants are people who make our communities safer. They are people who contribute to our communities. They are human beings worthy of dignity and respect. And they are being deported because of a lie that immigrants are trying to take instead of trying to give. And so because of that lie, people are being deported every day across the United States. And that, my friends, is not just a tragedy, it is a travesty of justice. And we, as the New York Immigration Coalition, are committed to doing everything that we can to stop the detainment and deportation of people like Ravi Rock Beer. And we will commit to doing that, to fighting back against all of the deportations that are tearing families apart, that are ripping our communities apart. And so we are here today to send a message that this is our New York. Is this our New York? Yeah. Is this Ravi Rock Beer's New York? Yeah. Is our New York immigrant New York? Yeah. Is our New York refugee New York? Yeah. Is this our New York? Yeah. Let me hear you say, this is our New York. This is our New York. Thank you. Yay.
So we would like to call up Donna Lieberman to speak from the NYCLU.
Good morning. The NYCLU is the New York State branch of the ACLU, and I am so proud to be here on behalf of the ACLU to stand in solidarity with all New Yorkers, with immigrant New Yorkers and their families to fight back and just say no to Trump's deportation machine. Every day, dozens of New Yorkers come here to 26 Federal Plaza to play by the rules so that they can stay with their families in this country, to report and check in with ICE, as they have been told they are required to do in order to maintain their status or to protect their applications. Now, however, they are being told, and we as a community are being told, that when they play by the rules, they have to worry that they will be taken into custody and deported. That ain't fair.
It ain't fair.
It ain't fair.
Right. Not fair.
We've heard a lot of dehumanizing rhetoric out of the Trump administration. They preach hate, not love. They preach fear, not safety. And they preach against immigrants. They preach against, but when they preach against immigrants, they are preaching against our moms, our dads, our infant children, our teenagers, our sisters and brothers and aunts and uncles. They are preaching against our family, and they are preaching against what makes this city and this country great. Damn it, Rudy, don't you know that if these guys were running the country when your folks came over, you wouldn't be able to send your son to work in the White House? You wouldn't be all chummy with the White House. Don't you get it? So we're here to say no today at 26 Federal Plaza to stand with Ravi and our compañeros, all our compañeros who are in fear and in trouble. And we're going to say we'll be here tomorrow and the day after and the day after, because somos todos neoyorqueños, somos todos americanos, somos todos humanos. Gracias.
Thank you so much. So we have Gustavo Rivera in the house. Where are you?
All right.
Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. The special period that we are living in I call the Orange Madness. And the Orange Madness will demand much of us, particularly those of us that have a certain level of privilege. Many of the folks that have spoke before, including myself, I am male, I'm cisgendered, I'm a citizen, I'm bilingual. All of these things mean that I have an obligation to protect people like Ravi Rakhdir. Because you have a man here who has demonstrated over and over again in his life and his career and his work that he is committed to others, while he himself has had that sword of Damocles hanging over his head. So we have an obligation, all of us that are here, those that are listening, those that couldn't get down here, recognize that the Orange Madness will ask much of us. And right now, today, we stand with Ravi. But Ravi is just one of thousands and millions of people across this country that are making our country better every day, that are contributing every single second because of the work of their brow, because of what they bring to our communities. And they're being asked by the Orange Madness to be scared of whether they belong here. We know that they belong here. We welcome them here because this gentleman right here is far more American than that little hand orange bastard in the White House. And he demonstrates it every day by the work that he does. So, Ravi, I stand with you. I stand with your family. We stand with folks that are just like you, and we will continue to do it because, again, ladies and gentlemen, we have an obligation to do this. Because if we do not defend the things that make our country great, God knows what will happen. But we will do it together. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I stand with Ravi.
Thank you. And Councilmember Rodriguez?
Nice.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
We are here.
We are here
because this is our nation.
because this is our nation.
This president
This president,
is crazy. Everyone, doctor, psychologist,
psychologists,
they have said loud and clear,
loud and clear,
this president
this president
does not stand
does not stand
for this country.
for this country.
But the problem we have
But the problem we have
is not only with Donald Trump.
is not only with Donald Trump.
The law that we are using
The law that we are using
to deport
to deport
hardworking people
hardworking people
were established
were established
by our democracy.
That's right. by our democratic. That's right.
So you know, Donald Trump, he should not go after Robbie because Robbie stands for all of us.
That's right.
But the law that you're using was put in place also by our fellow Democrats.
That's right.
So you know, it is not, I see this moment as an opportunity for the Democrats and Republicans say, as Lin-Manuel said, immigrants get the job done. President's grandfather, they were immigrants that came from Europe.
Right.
It is our right to stay here, and we will stand with our brother Robbie and the rest who today they don't have a guarantee that we stay in this great nation. Hoy estamos aquí porque las leyes que está usando este presidente no fueron solamente hechos por él, fueron también hechos por nuestra gente demócrata. Y nosotros tenemos que asegurarnos que no se deporte un inmigrante más, porque como dice Lin-Manuel, los inmigrantes somos los que hacemos el trabajo de esta nación. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Thank you. I'll have our friends at 32BJ, Denise Johnston.
All right. Good morning, sisters and brothers. How y'all doing today? So, I'm here on behalf of SEIU 32BJ, one of the largest unions of immigrant workers in the United States. We are here today to stand in solidarity with our brother Ravi, my dear friend, brother in struggle, Ravi Ragbeer, who has faced indefinite detention and the dehumanizing impact of our criminalization of immigrants in this country. Ravi has proven to us that his love trumps all of the hatred and bigotry and xenophobia that this administration is bringing down on immigrants in our midst. We are here to stand united against Trump's hateful agenda and policies and united to support our 32BJ members, their families, all of our communities, and ourselves. Our communities deserve to live free from deportation, live free from the threat of being separated from our families. Trump's executive orders have spread fear and terror throughout immigrant communities across the land. Trump thinks that by criminalizing and deporting immigrant workers, he will raise wages for the working class. We are the working class, and we raise wages by organizing and uniting with all workers to form unions, brothers and sisters. Trump's policies are heartless and they are cruel. The administration refuses to see the humanity of our friends and brothers and sisters and our families who are now facing this threat of deportation each and every day. I've known Ravi for about 5 or 6 years, and he is a man of great courage, creativity, and incredible compassion. He has dedicated his life to serving the most vulnerable amongst us in our society, even while facing his own hardships and challenges, being denied the right to have his day before an immigration judge in America. Ravi stands for everything that is great about this country. Brothers and sisters, we will not let them win. We will not let them divide us. We will not let them force hard-working, long-term immigrants and refugees further into the shadows. We are here to say No to the wall. Say no. No. No to raids and deportations. No. No to the Muslim ban. No. No to the ban on refugees and asylum seekers. No. And we say no to fear and hate. No. Brothers and sisters, our union, SEIU 32BJ, is 163,000 members strong. We are a union of women. We are a union of people of color. We are a union of Muslims. We are a union of immigrants. I proudly stand here today on behalf of our members and with all of you, together with our hearts, our strength, our community, our intense organizing, and our great dedication to building a society of social justice and equality and dignity for all. We can do it. We will not back down. We are here to stay. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. I know there are so many people here who would love to share their words and their vision about immigrant rights and about Ravi Rugbeer, but unfortunately, it is because we have to go in and check in for Ravi that we must now turn to him. And so I am so proud to introduce my friend and colleague, Ravi Rugbeer.
I actually don't know what to say, and you know, if you know me, that's kind of impossible to think about. You know, when you think about what has been happening, there's a lot of hate out there. There are walls being built on hate, and each brick about the Muslim ban, each brick that is LGBTQ, each brick about women, each brick that is being piled up to create a tower of hate so people can trumpet the wrong things and the wrong morals and the wrong values of where we need to be is a problem. But when I look out here, when I look out at you, each and every one here who has come out for me, it tears me. I'm overwhelmed. And this is a sea of love. Yes. This is like the Katrina that is going to overtake any wall that is going to be built, because this sea that is love is going to make that change.
That's right, Robbie. We are all Robbie today.
And the great Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King said, "It is not the violence of my enemies that I will remember, but the silence of my friends."
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
We are not silent here. We will not be silent here. And we know that by our vigil, by our witnessing, that the fascist regime will be broken down, will be destroyed, because everyone here standing up, everyone here looking at what is happening, everyone here willing to take that next step, to come out on a work day, to leave your work, to come here, to stand up together, so that not only for myself, but there are hundreds of people going in there at the moment. We need to protect them. We need to protect each other. And the dream that was had 52 years ago, I'm not Asian myself, by the way, but that was the dream that was had. We need to create, not so that it's not by the color of our skin, but by the character of each and every one of us. And there are many, many, many immigrants of all countries, of all religions, of all sects, of all sexes, that the character, it makes this country great, makes this community great, makes this city great, as you've heard from our elected officials. This is who we need to build up and strengthen as they live through the trauma of leaving where they came from because of persecution, because of whatever reason. This is where there's their home now, and we need to keep them here. So I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I thank you because I know you are here for me and for many others, and together we are going to make that change. Thank you.
We are all Robbie. 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 We are all Robbie.
So there is a role for all of us here today, and I'm going to ask Reverend Breyer and Reverend Ruiz to come up and explain what's going to happen next as we all show our solidarity. Thank you. Yeah, and as we do that, there will be a delegation now accompanying Mr. Rugbeer into 26 Federal Plaza. Thank you.
Thank you to Ravi.
And thank you to all who have turned out to support. And this is the moment in our program when we go from being a theoretical exercise to meeting the flesh and blood of our fellow New Yorker as he and others encounter the inhumane and un-American immigration policy. So I'm now going to hand this over to Juan Carlos Ruiz, who will lead us in a prayer that we would ask you all to join.